Hello everybody, this is JD Legree again. You have to forgive how I look and how I sound. I've been under the weather since last Saturday. For those of you who do not know me, I live in Rochester, New York, and up here around that time of last week it really got snowy, and the weather's been up and down actually, and so I don't know what the hell happened to cause me to go from being okay Friday to feeling how I was Saturday, but I'm almost over it. So if I sound a little soft-spoken, that's why. But I wanted to make this video because based on some of the comments I've had, some of my older videos were too long, and since I'm not that savvy when it comes to video editing, I'm just going to, I'm just going to sum up what I had to say in some of those earlier videos. This one is about the possibility of whether or not there will be an NFL 2K14. Now this came about because, as those who follow games are aware of, the exclusivity deal that EA Sports signed with the NFL is supposed to end this year after the completion of the postseason. Now it's already ended when it came to college sports, so at least college football. I don't know if there's going to be college basketball video games, but again, the contract was to end this, February. And as you know, people for years have been clamoring for the return of the NFL 2K series. What I wanted to discuss is how that may not be a good idea, at least not at first. Here's a few reasons why. Number one, there's no telling that EA Sports won't re-up with the deal. Okay, like they did when the lockout happened. It was supposed to end that year, but because they got locked out, they bitched them on and got it extended a year. So that's the first thing. There's no telling that EA Sports is just going to allow the exclusivity to go away. It would be in the best interest of competition, but speaking of competition, they may not want that, because as soon as 2K, the basketball series, stepped this game up, and to be honest, that step this game up is relative speaking, because all those games has their own series of errors and stuff. But beyond that, when they stepped up in the game, a live franchise went down to 2. So instead of EA just doing what they can to make what they already got better, they try to match what 2K was doing, and as a result, they've had two editions canceled, and they're at a point now where they may have to seriously consider giving up making basketball games after being able to do so for 15 years in a row. Now all of a sudden they can't make a game good enough to be released. So that should tell you how EA Sports responds to legitimate competition. They fold. So that's one reason why we have to pump our brakes as to whether or not 2K will start making football video games again. Second reason, this is not a good idea. Let's say that EA Sports does not re-sign an exclusivity deal with the NFL, and 2K is allowed to start making football games again. Do you know how much work it goes into creating a studio for the game making purposes? There's licensing, there's trademarks, there's copyrights, there's finding, an office, offices, there's hiring people, there's marketing, there's advertising, there's a whole lot of shit that goes into making a studio, starting up a studio to make a game. And they will only have after February to do it. February to I think it's early August. Yeah, late August. Sorry. Yeah, I think it's late August that Madden comes out. Okay. So you're talking about 6 months at most to go from not being able to make a game to making a game and release for the public at $65. A franchise that you haven't touched since the 2K5 edition, which came out in '04, which means 9 years. It's not a good idea. It's too much time in between the people who used to make it and then trying to come up with new people now. Alright, now, third reason why it's not a good idea. Objectively speaking, 2K has issues with his own biggest product. That would be the NBA, 2K. And what am I talking about? Well, things like the scoreboard disappearing, things like the commentating going away, instant replay is not working, the ball going through people, the game freezing when you try to load it up, the Nike ID stuff disappearing, things, you're not getting the MVP chant properly. It's a whole lot of things. People's association not advancing correctly or skipping past the entire second half of the season. These types of things have been in several editions of 2K ever since 2K11 when it came out and was crowned the greatest sport video game ever made. So if 2K Sports with its best game still can't find a way to make that as bug free as possible before release, and has made, and for some owners of it, has had game breaking bugs in it, then what makes you think that if they were to start making a football game again, that within 6 or 7 months of development time, they could make a flawless 2K14 game? I don't believe it. I think that's wishful thinking to believe that 2K could do that. Now, what I would suggest they do is this. I would suggest, there are other reasons I could go into, but I think those are good enough right now. Now, I listed the problem. So what's the potential solution for those of you who've been clamoring for 2K football to return for years and years and years, saying that y'all still edit the rosters and stuff? Now, here's something that they could possibly do. I don't know if this is feasible or not, but it's a suggestion. They did that 2K, that All-Pro Football, 2K8. And from some of the video I've seen on here for it, like the D-line interaction. It looks pretty good. The running animation looks good. It certainly looks a lot better than what Madden looks like now. And quick tangent here, I don't understand how Madden has gotten to where it's gotten to. You know, I've already done Madden rants before, but basically, to sum up what I have to say about those with Madden that I did in the older videos, and this is just strictly with the running animation. When you look at Madden 05 or 06 on the PS2, they were running, you know, straight up. The body was moving proportionately. It was moving how it should, like a natural speed up and deceleration. You know, natural moves. It's like slowing down the juke, the spin, or whatever. In Madden 13, if you take a look at how they run from the side, they're like, it's not moving. Yeah, they're not running smooth. And that's the best way I could explain it. Like, you would have to look at it from the side to be able to see what I'm talking about. They don't just run smooth. Yeah, they don't run smooth. They go. That's how they do. That's how they look like they're running from the side. But anyway, if they could take the basic premises from All Pro Football 2K8, you know, go back into the servers, turn them on, maybe like either update the route. Yeah, that's probably what they would have to do. Turn the servers back on. Release it as a roster update for like $15. Now you have the full licensed people. You can probably tweak the gameplay a little bit. Actually, it's more like tweak the presentation and have it match like a real life game broadcast. And then next year with 2K15, come out with a full-fledged game. Because then they would have had the time to build an office, hire people, you know, and do all that stuff. So let's not jump the guns on the return of 2K football. There still needs to be word about whether or not they're going to re-sign the exclusivity deal. Because if they do that, then not only will 2K football not happen, it may be time to start boycotting Madden. Personally, I didn't buy 11 and I didn't buy 12. The only reason why I bought 13 was because people, you know, called me out in it. But even then, you know, that connected careers mode wasn't working for me. See, I'm a Madden vet, you know. I come from the Madden where, you know, the 0506 version, where you had a deep franchise mode. I come from that mode. That connected career stuff doesn't look, you know, it doesn't have the same feel to it, to be quite honest. But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about right now. I think I'll do another video about how I don't know what my next video is going to be about. It might be about gaming, it might be about something else, but I will think about it. When I do have another video for you guys, I'll obviously come on and show it. So once again, this is JD Legree signing off.